so much life experience and knowledge that I feel like I could have gone to her about anything.
I think I learned one of the statements she always made is I know that I know that I know that she pretty much knew herself, knew her limits, and knew where she was headed.
Hello? Hey, how are you? I really appreciate you doing this for me. It won't take that long. But we're going to do a quick interview, and then that'll be it. Perfect. Thank you.
She was my sister-in-law.
She was my grandma on my mom's side.
A prayer partner.
Good friend.
Well, she was my grandmother at first.
Linda Sieber was my mother-in-law.
She was my grandmother-in-law.
I am Linda Sieber's daughter.
Best friend.
She was just like very much one of the people that welcomed me into the Sieber family.
Well, Linda was a friend of Diane.
She was my aunt and my godmother.
She was my sister. She was the oldest of 3 sisters.
Oh, she was my sister-in-law.
Linda was my wife.
Of course, Linda was my sister, my oldest sister.
I'm 19, so I've known her for my whole life, so 19 years.
Probably since 1970.
I knew her for all 22 years of my life, 23 years.
I met her back in 1975 at a prayer meeting.
Known each other for, 40-some years, I guess.
Well, since I can remember as a kid. I was born in 1999, so ever since, really, I was born.
So I'd say I've known her for about 35 years.
I think it was about 3 years.
My whole life. She had me when she was 19.
Since 7th grade.
So probably about 23 years, probably about that.
Probably love and care. She just had so much immense love for everyone, and she cared about everyone. And if she could give us anything, she would try and have us see the world she did, with the love and care that she brought into her life every single day.
I would say her wisdom and generational healing.
A sense of peace, know who you are and be strong in who you are.
Her easygoing, thoughtfulness, kindness, and all those attributes that Linda had.
If she could just speak to us and let us know that she's doing all right and that she's doing well.
Oh, Linda wanted us all to just be together, just to love each other. I mean, she had such a tough upbringing, and I think it was important for her to keep family together.
I would say probably telling them all that she loves them one more time.
I think it would be faith, hope, and love. I know those are 3 things, but I feel like you can't have one without the other. They all coexist together. And since faith was so important to her, and since it hinged so much on hope for her, and all that mattered in the end was love, the love she had for her family, and the love she had for God, her faith. So I think she would want those things for us, faith, hope, and love.
It was love. Easy as pie. That was love. Linda loved all of you so much.
Faith.
I think she gave it when she gave everybody time to say goodbye. She didn't have to hang on that long through all that pain, and I think she did it for us.
I guess it would be her faith.
Peace.
I learned a lot. I think a big takeaway I took from her was faith and spirituality, and how to believe in something bigger than ourselves. She also taught me how to be a better person and how to think about everything that I do.
Oh, I think probably patience.
I learned to have a positive attitude and a good outlook on life, enjoy your life, and this or that. That's the way it should be.
I learned that really to take one step at a time.
Linda's very kind, and if anything, she taught us how to be kind and patient and to love everyone.
How to find joy in the small things.
I learned a lot about faith. Grandma was very strong spiritually. She taught me not so much about religion, but about what it is to put your faith in something greater than we are.
How to navigate trauma and how to recognize that we're all constantly navigating trauma. That was really a part of Linda's whole existence, you know.
You could pick a subject, and I would have learned something from her.
Perseverance, patience.
I think one of my favorite recent memories was when I got my one wheel. Like I kept on saying in this interview, she was never able to do things, right? So I got this one wheel, which is a pretty dangerous vehicle, right? And my grandma was like, I want to try it. And she got up and I held her up and she was like trying to balance on it. And I remember that pretty frequently. We went on a trip one of these times and she was a very small lady, pretty frail lady. And we went on a trip and it was super windy. We were by this big lake. I don't remember specifically where, but it was so windy that she was literally getting blown away. So we had to hold her down so she didn't get blown away.
Being on the phone and having her get me through the teen years. My favorite memory of her is her welcome, her peaceful presence, and the way her hands knew her way through that Bible. And she could find a verse that's fitting for the moment you needed it. Those hands could go through that Bible and she was in tune with the spirit within her.
Linda and Bob and Mary and I used to go out for dinner or lunch or something, and then we'd go to a movie, and then after that maybe we'd get together for a little while and this or that. And we did that not often enough, but every so often. That there's not any single one of those trips or those adventures that we went that I would remember specifically. I just remember all of them.
I have a lot of favorite memories, but the thing that comes to mind the most is that she would go on walks almost every day, and a lot of times would invite us to go on walks with her.
Oh, everything. Seeing her face, hearing her voice.
I miss almost everything about her, from her wise words and the walks with her to just having a family dinner, or even the things that she would be worried about. And I'll especially miss holidays with her.
The ability to just talk to her and get her wisdom or her take on it. She's a great wealth of wisdom and God's word, and found a way to just make it flow through her.
Well, it's similar to the situation as my own wife. They died very shortly, almost together within a couple days and so on. And I know Linda's knew hers was coming. My wife didn't. And but it was very, very difficult for me in my own situation, and then Linda come along and then it happened. Probably Linda's funeral was almost worse than my wife's funeral and what have you, as far as making it through, grieving and coming through. And my wife's was bad enough, but when I went to Linda's and I went through that, I spent most of the day in tears and what have you. And when I left the funeral and went home, I swore to myself, I'm never going to another funeral. That one just about wiped me out. Linda's did. It was a very, very tough time for me that day.
I mean, her being here, that is for sure one difficult thing. I mean, being overseas, not her, physically being here anymore, is always difficult. loss is always hard. Me regretting sometimes joining because of it, me having far away from everyone, what I could have done, what I would have been able to do if she was still around, or what I missed out on being overseas. I also miss her apple slices. She always cut up apples, so I miss those too. She always shared her apples.
I miss that. I miss her saying, "Oh, Harry." I miss that all the time. Her little body moving around, watching her walk in the median that she used to do, watching her just get mad at me for bringing the dogs over. I miss teasing her. I miss teasing her a lot. I miss that she won't be here for you guys.
I miss the joy that she brought to her daughter and her grandchildren. I'd say seeing all of the family light up around her was always something that always made me a little bit happier as well.
Talking to her. I miss my mom.
Her presence, just knowing she was here. I can't tell you how many times already that little hole in your heart that she always filled.
I miss everything. I miss her being here. I'm not an alone kind of person, and frankly have never been alone.
Smile, her smiling face.
So just being able to give her a hug, be around her.
Just being able to talk to her, get together with her.
Her. I would have to say her. Because there was no other like her.
No, everything. Everything.
I miss her.